Hi, this is L.Garrett, and I am submitting Padlet number 3, dealing with tech in the classroom, CLT, and questioning, open-ended questioning strategies. So the lesson that we've been learning and we've been assigned, I am going to be applying that to our bell work situations this week, and it's going to fit in really well to some processes we already had going on. So on Mondays, that is our recurring themes and concepts application that the students are given an abstract image and they are asked to look at our 7 RTCs and think which ones they think apply to this image and could help them understand it better. So they're looking at it and they're thinking, what connections do I have to it? Do I see patterns? Do I see cycling of matter? Do I see maybe a cause and effect situation going on? And they have to tell me why. The metacognition practice that this is developing is going to be applied instinctively after training to analyze and evaluate and synthesize and create new ideas later on. On Tuesdays, they begin working with a nonfiction passage and they read it and they are practicing new word understanding, pronunciation, and application. So on this, they're given a list of new words and they are already using technology to help them understand it better. So if they have a word they don't know how to pronounce or they don't know what it means, they are already looking that up online to find pronunciations and the meanings. Then they go farther, they pick at least one of these new words and construct a new sentence using that knowledge. After that, they have time to read the passage just to get that initial reading out of the way. On Wednesday, those are our topic teaks vocabulary practice. This may be partner reading back and forth of new words and definitions, or it may be playing an online game to hone in quick recall and knowledge. The partner work and the non-competitive or the competitive gameplay, it is providing that peer interaction and also timely feedback when they're playing the games. The students are also using technology to create their own game kits that cover new vocabulary terms. On Thursday, they're going to go back to that nonfiction passage. And they're going to read it again, but this time with a focus of they're going to be answering questions about it. This not only decreases that cognitive load by chunking it into different parts, but it is also practicing that recall of information because now they're having to think back to Tuesday what that word meant, pull it back up and apply it to answering questions about that nonfiction passage. There is at least one open-ended question involved in this that is going to require not only knowledge recall, but application, analysis, and synthesis, blah, blah, blah. Also analysis and evaluation of that information. The questions for this passage which have to do with mixtures and solutions in everyday life will be, 1, where do you see these solutions created in your own home? 2, how and why does it qualify to be a solution and not a mixture? And 3, why do you think that that product is not sold as a pre-mixed solution already? Why is it sold as a concentrated solute? And what benefit does that provide? After submitting their response online, then we go back and we'll publicly share. So letting them have time to think without the pressure of an audience waiting, they've got a a moment to think and process and give their own responses. Then when they're giving it publicly, that gives me the opportunity to go back and either delve deeper into their reasoning or to maybe guide that thinking into more reasonable applications of why is it sold as a concentrated solute? What benefit is there to our world and society? After watching Paul Matthews' TEDx talk recommending that teachers could be using the AI to extend their learning and to support their own learning, I am excited to use Gemini in teaching the students to go back and evaluate their own responses. So they're going to take a scope phenomenon that we did today that they had to write about looking at a video of a spoon inside a glass of water. And they had to think, what am I seeing? Do I think it was the water or the glass that is causing the appearance to change? And what clues did I see that made me think this? And also, what do I think could be causing that phenomenon? So they wrote about that today. We're going to go back probably on Friday, and we're going to use Gemini AI to look at their prompt and evaluate their own responses. They'll do it first with a rubric that I'm going to give them and kind of think what they already could fix on it. But then they're going to go to AI and see what AI would tutor them to improve. This is going to develop their own learning ability, their own evaluation, and my fellow teachers that I showed it to today are super excited about being able to do it too. Thank you.